Good afternoon. I think the storm is about to come. Oh, it's getting very muggy. You know, they often talk about when relationships fail. They either fail or they or they just what's the expression? They just become so overwhelming. They're beyond failure. And in my case, I think that's a reality now. It becomes more and more apparent. One can always go round. That's part of grief is about denial. And yes, I have denied that I was dealing with a rational person. And clearly, that's not the case. I'm going away, as I say, to Manila to ostensibly give me a break away from the drama of the home, even though it only being affected by one person. And once again, sadly, the other channel has been denied again. I think Mike's Philippine journey was, in a sense, a pivotal moment in someone's life. They've listened to it, they've reacted to it, and as a result, it has totally reframed their way of thinking about living with a foreigner. It's easy, as I've always said, it's always the foreigner that gets blamed for everything. But when the intellect, even though the language skill is good, the intellect, in other words, the understanding of the words that are put together in a conversation are often misinterpreted at the first or second word. And it doesn't matter what you say in the sentence, it's completely lost on a Filipino, on many. Okay, a sweet smile and a nod is the usual reply, a bit like when I used to say to them, if you don't understand me, just say, uh-oh, which is meaning yes, and I will accept that. And the other way around is that a Filipino doesn't have to do that. They just simply puzzle in silence, I should say. That's my way of putting it. They puzzle about what's been said or the meaning of something when they're not sure. They just goes over their head. Yes, it is time to move on, and yes, it is good advice that you give me. But likewise, one has always been in the hope that common sense might eventually take place. But as time goes by day, I realise that there is no common sense because there's no common ground. I've sat there for many an evening and watched the rest of those around me talking in a joyful, amusing way, just reading the body language. And I realised that the minute I put my tuppence worth in, the demeanour changes immediately by one person. So you know that it's deliberate. Is it deliberate to acquire your wealth? Probably. Is it a deliberate ploy to move someone in? Probably. And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow, given that you've effectively given maybe a large slice of your old age pension, plus your lifetime savings into building what was to be a legacy for those in the home. An exciting legacy where you know that you've taken care of the one that you love. And to discover that really you've been used all this time and how they hold on to snippets of little, to use Mike's things, the receipts. It's appalling, really, to see it happening. And my advice over the years on my channel, since I've been giving my thought for the day, is a meaningful one. And some of you guys are now starting to suggest that it wasn't worth me giving it. Well, I say bollocks, because if you've learned one thing by watching this channel, or should I say the original channel, A British Expat in the Philippines, you will have seen the person that one might refer to but is unable to mention by name change from one type of thinking to another. And that's important, that everyone realizes that we all change, some for the better and some sadly for the worst. So I'm asking you a question. 8,323 subscribers on the other channel. The ability to monetize, the ability to do lives will come eventually to this channel. And I'm looking forward to being able to do the same as I was able on the other. But I ask you the question, and this is a serious question. I call myself Grumpy Brit in the Philippines to get your attention, I suppose. And I've got the attention of 750 subscribers in 5 weeks, which is astronomical. Thank you very much. But I just wonder if I shouldn't just keep calling myself British Expat in the Philippines, #2. Because those that do go to that channel will find that there's nothing on there. But they may also find that the algorithm might show up as British Expat, #2. And it might be a way of bringing over some of those clandestine followers who haven't maybe watched my channel for a while, or should I say the original channel. And they may come over here and join us sooner than I might have thought, which is hopeful. And my plea tonight is for you to come over here and let's get up to that 1,000 mark. We have to get the viewers up as well, because if we don't get the viewers up, I can't go live unless I have a computer. And I don't have a computer as such. All of those are owned by other people. So if you can bear watching as long as you can, it will push my viewing watch hours up. And if I find a way of maybe using somebody else's computer to do some lives, I'll be able to push some of those live views up, which will help me get to the point where I can be technically monetized. I'm not sure whether I really want to be bothered with that. But whatever happens, I'm going to Manila. Whatever happens afterwards, happens. I cannot change that. Whoa, a blob of water landed on the screen. I think it's probably the start of the rain that we're anticipating. So without further ado, I better run for the house while I still have a house to go into, because no doubt it's going to be stolen from me in the near future. That's the name of the game here, and it is a game. We are just pawns in a bigger chess match that sadly many Filipinos adopt as their method of operation. So beware, guys, beware. Not as all shown behind that smile that she gives you and the promise of undying love and loyalty. It's not always there. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, gets the algorithms going. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends about me and how I hate Americans, of course. And you have a good evening and a great morning. Bye now.